here, and I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to book them between here all the way up to Boston. Like I can handle that, but it's just like
That
all
is
the little.
true.
Dude,
The
we
only
got to
the only
bring
thing
him
that you
up
would have
here.
to the only thing that you would have to be careful about is them being an accessory to murder, because someone's gonna commit a felony at one of their shows if that's the case.
Oh
Oh
god.
yeah,
It's
Jose,
nasty.
Eddie, and I would probably tear the entire place down if they ever played Hamilton.
yeah.
Just
So
easily, just the
they're
three
planning
of
on
you would
touring
just like take
soon.
it directly down. Well, let's not talk about them right now because it's all about Keano. What's up, everybody? We went live, and I didn't tell either of these two. Welcome to Babe Talk.
No, I
We
saw it went
got.
live on at the corner.
Oh, shut up, Dan! Don't
Yeah.
don't ruin my intros. I gotta. I'm not gonna mute you. But anyway, what's
Fine.
going on, guys? Hey, what's
Sorry.
going on? We have Keanu here of Cherry Pit Mag. What's up,
Yeah,
you kid?
so I'm
Yo,
I'm like lagging pretty hard on my end.
damn.
Fantastic. I missed
Let's.
your entire intro.
It was just a bunch of incoherent yelling about we went live. It's
Nice.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So just give yourself a round of applause. How about that? We'll start the show
Yeah.
well. Hand of applause. Yeah.
Round of
We
applause
also
for
have Dan here. Dan has been a panelist for God knows how long, and he's back for a night, maybe more. I don't know. I don't ever know what goes on. But hey, Dan, how's it going?
It's going good, man. It's
That's
going
good.
so
That's
good right
good.
now.
I'm so happy for you. That's going well. It's a happy episode because it's a fan episode.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got family here, all from the Grand Air area, which would be like the maze leading south you're just seeing. So we're going to try and keep the inside jokes to a minimum. It's bound to happen, but we'll try and keep it all inclusive for everyone that's listening at home. Um, and we'll try and make this a normal episode, about as normal as we can make it for Babe Talk. Does that sound good, everybody?
yeah.
Sounds
All
great.
right, that sounds good. Tonight's sponsor is going to be Terminus Tees. They are an awesome t-shirt company that's all nine. I highly suggest that you guys go and check them out. We had conversations with them earlier, and they have agreed to be our partners for the next few howevers. And what they're doing is going to share our videos, and you can go ahead and check out their stuff. If you are in a band or if you're a magazine publisher looking for some dang t-shirts. They have an awesome crew that does graphics in-house that you can work alongside with. You get your own personal account manager when you go and order through them, and they currently now have a promotion in which they're doing beach hoodies for, I think if you get like over 50, you'll get them for like $12.99 each of your band. You get like a nice little thing up here. I don't do merch, but I do know that there are an awesome company. I've heard great things about them. So I highly suggest that you go and check them out. TerminusTees.com. What's up, everybody? We just did that. We're Babe Talk. We're now somebody. So anyway, we start with the shows by
Hell
asking
yeah.
our guests how they worked. And we're going to start by asking Dan. Hey, Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Ollie. Thank you for asking me.
Of course. How was your past week or so?
This past week was pretty solid. Got back into school because I'm done spring break, and of course, my school decides to go on spring break a week before the really nice weather is happening. So, still super bummed about that, but it's cool. I still got out for like a good portion of my spring break, and still stayed in and played video games and watched various anime.
Did you do that all while eating Chinese food? Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't count as pop punk if you don't do it with Chinese food.
Uh,
Wow,
not really
wow.
so
Am I gonna
not
take away
really
your pop punk card? Man, damn.
Not really so much Chinese food, but a lot of frozen pizza.
Oh, that's even worse. If you're gonna eat pizza, you gotta at
What?
least eat the right
It
kind.
has to be
Damn,
the real
Dan.
thing. It has to be the real
It's all I
thing.
had in my house. I was
Damn,
broke.
Daniel. Back at it again
Oh,
with the shitty pizza.
damn,
I'm bringing
Daniel.
it back. What's up, guys? We're bringing back the memes.
All these memes.
All these memes. Welcome to Meme Talk, ladies and gentlemen. So, what kind of frozen pizza do you eat? Because I do know that there are some that's pretty acceptable.
Uh, my mom still buys the DiGiorno half cheese, half pepperoni, so I just eat that. And, you can't go wrong with half cheese, half pepperoni pizza. And it's good when you're, like, you know, inebriated and you don't know what food is.
Wow, damn. So you just said. Okay, I'm not gonna put you on blast, but I just put you on blast.
For the record,
Close
I was
enough.
not. I was barely inebriated this entire spring break, so
That's
yeah.
even worse. Like you had the time to do so and you just squandered it all.
I
Didn't
didn't
your
really.
spring break start at the Vacate show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, oh my god, that vacate show. I was very trashed at that vacate show.
I
Sorry.
think you took the entire collective of like drinking into one night, and then it just happened at Vacate.
Yeah, I would say that. There was a keg at the
Just
show,
casually.
so of course I'm going to have to hit the keg.
Whose show was this?
This
This
was
was
a show booked by Jordy Lyric. It was hosted at Dave Peterson's basement.
the Birdhouse.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you know Tiny. He's like not tiny at all.
He's the big dude, the metal kid with the huge beard who
He's
comes out
always
to all
at.
the Grand Air shows.
He's basically at all the Grand Air shows.
If I saw a face, I would. I'm really bad. Hey guys, my name is Valen. I'm really bad with names. Welcome to Babetalk. I'm the host that knows nobody. What's up, E? But that seems cool. Basic shows are still pretty dank. So
Yeah,
that's
Squad
cool.
was there.
Keanu,
Tyler Maz was there.
squad, you squatted up.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
squatted up.
squatted up.
Yeah, I think Tyler was there too.
Tyler was there. A bunch of familiar faces were there, so it felt really cool to see all of them.
That's good, and it's starting to kick off like the spring season, in which we'll finally start to have nice weather. We'll see more people come out to shows.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I
I
wasn't at the
know.
show, so I can't say like, yeah, we'll still be seeing more people there while I'm absent. But you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's cool to it's good to finally see some good weather, good people, good drinks, good bands, good time.
Oh hell yeah.
Hashtag 2016 good time band. Keano,
So
suppy, how have you been? How's been your past month?
past month. Oh wow, I've been like really busy. I think I've done shows every weekend nonstop, and I
Yeah.
think last week I had 3 shows in a row, which is ridiculous.
Wow.
Whoa.
So
Like it
I'm
even
tired.
came to yeah. I would literally imagine so. It came to the point in which you were telling kids like, "Hey, leave me the fuck alone. I'll give you your photos
Oh yeah,
when I get them done. Let me live. Hashtag let me live, please."
yeah. I think
Keanu
everyone.
after Mosh for Matt.
Oh my god, I think just everyone
Ooh.
thinks I can like turn in like okay, so it's like on average I shoot 15 to 20 photos per band. Mosh for Matt was
Okay.
like 25 bands, I think. So it was like a lot to like go through.
Needless to say, it might have taken you a little bit more than like the regular photo set would have.
Yeah.
And the unique thing about your photos too is that they're not heavily edited, but they're very well composed. That you'll go through and you'll go through like the editing process. Because like when you say editing and like composing, it's like I think it's a little bit of different. Because
Yeah.
I know like there are photographers that will like go through and have like heavy editing, and it's not bad, it's not good. It,
Hmm.
it is what it is. But you have a little bit of a different take when you do your photos.
Yeah.
It takes more time.
Yeah. I think recently, my co-editor Kayla Sirico brought up a couple months that there's a tool in Lightroom called the adjustment brush tool, and ever since I found out about it, I've been like really like hard on myself. It's like I can recolor anything. So it's like I know a lot of people complain about like at bigger venue shows when they have lights, they're like, "Oh, the lighting's really ugly." And like everyone's skin doesn't look like skin, and I'm like, "Hold up. I can make it look like skin."
I got you. Hold on. Now, I didn't know because I was wondering why Kyla was liking the Facebook post. I'm just like, oh, cool, like old fam coming to clutch. We actually interviewed her forever in a day on Baby
Like
I
Talk.
last
think
year,
it
I
was
think.
it was exactly a
Yeah.
year from this month. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Like I knew it was
That's
last
too
year, but I didn't think it was
funny.
like this month.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
too
I'm pretty
Last
crazy.
sure it was this month, which is really weird because like we've all moved on from like concert junkies. Like we're all in like Cherry Pit
Yeah.
now, and like it's really cool. And like it's split between like Kayla, and Eden Kittever, she runs the California team. So we're like everywhere and everything's happening.
Yeah, everything is happening.
Nationwide.
And we're gonna discuss everything about the everything that you have for Cherry Pit. Let's let's dive into it. There
Yeah.
is there is Cherry Pit Mag. So what we're gonna do is Dan and I are gonna go back and forth and asking you questions. You are currently in the Babetalk hot seat, which I just made right now. So happy inaugural hot seat day for you.
Hot Seat
All
Um,
right.
bef-
2016.
Hot seat 2016, Babetalk hot seat 2016. Before we get into the hard hitting questions, let's get some history on Cherry Pit.
All right. So it was an idea that I had like shortly after Warp Tour last year. So it was like June, July. And like I went down to Florida to shoot for Warp Tour, and then I got back and I was like, hey, like, do I post these on like Concert Junkies or not? And like, the site had like been slowing down. Like people just stopped caring about like putting their work into Concert Junkies. So it was kind of weird for me, like in the music industry, having like such a public like front face through that publication, and like people just not like contributing anymore. So it was like kind of hard to ask for like photo passes from publicists, and I'm like, that like I wanted more out of it, but it's just like I was like not in a position to like do anything because like I wasn't in charge. And then like
Hmm.
it kind of like dissolved, so no one like did anything for Concert Junkies anymore. And I ended up talking to a friend of mine, Ashton Garner. She like co-founded Cherry Pit with me, and then she like had like different priorities, so she dropped off, and I was like stuck for like a whole month without like a publication to shoot for. And then I asked Kayla and Eden, and I was like, hey, can we all like sit down in like a Skype call and like talk about like what we can do? Because like I already had made the website for Cherry Pit and everything was running. It's just like I needed people. So I think from that point on, we decided that we wanted to like divide up into different teams. So I run like the Northeast team. So I have photographers in like here and up all the way up to Boston. And
Hmm.
Kayla runs the Florida team. They're doing a thing in a festival that I can't really say, couple weeks from now, and they're traveling as a team, which is like really cool. And
Oh
like I
wow.
feel like that's how like Cherry Pit wants to be. Like we're kind of consolidated in like these little pockets, but like when
Hmm.
there's festivals, it's like I think as a team we have like the advantage over other publications because it's like we have a team presence there, so
Yeah.
it's like we can cover everything if we like planned it out well enough. And then
Because if mhm.
Eden was the last one that who joined in as a co-editor, and she runs the California team.
So there are currently three teams. That's crazy.
Yeah, everyone
Like
thinks
that's
it's just like
incredible.
all in here in New Jersey, but like because we don't post where the photos are taken at,
True.
so like people don't see it, and like I do a lot of the networking, so everyone's like, oh, it's all in Philly, but actually it's not. It's like we have this little neat triangle around the entire United States.
Yeah. Especially in places that are very heavy on
Nice.
the music. Yeah. Didn't even
Yeah.
start that off.
Wait, I think I heard like half of that question.
Oh, well, no, it wasn't a question. It's more and more just like the current teams in which are triangulated are
Oh
in
yeah.
very musically saturated areas. So
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
are in are just like it's like, oh, I want to eat. It's like, where do you want to go? Oh, country buffet.
yeah.
Such a random
So it's just the
restaurant.
kids. Well, because it's a buffet, so you have so much food, and now you're gonna bring your squad in. And you're gonna say like, all right, we're just gonna partake in all this food. I mean, it will only do you well, but for Cherry Pit, it does everybody well because now you're gonna sop up all the music in Philly, all the music in Florida, California. Like all of those are strong musically inclined areas.
Yeah, I think we like targeted everything correctly. We're trying to expand, not saying which locations yet, but I think we're at that point where it's like we know what we're doing and we can totally take one more location.
Hmm.
Hey, if it shit, yeah. Dan, ask a question.
I do actually have a question. When you say like places for like
I'm
new
glad.
teams,
Yeah,
were you thinking like other musically saturated areas like the Chicago area, any like other cities in the Midwest, or maybe like up in like the Northwest in like Seattle or like Oregon, like any of those kinds of places that also have like music scenes?
I was thinking of Chicago, and then we were also thinking of Canada, and
Hmm. Why Canada?
then
Hmm.
Canada because we have I haven't told her yet, but we were highly considering like one of our close friends who lives up there if she could like be an editor and run a team up there.
Hmm.
But I think I just we haven't like talked about it a lot just because it's like she's committed to a separate magazine and it's like she's already a co-editor for that too. So it's like a lot of responsibility to like ask her. So I feel like it would be a
Mhm.
no, but we haven't like really given a target location just yet.
Right.
So with everything that's been going on, you're now overseeing three different locations with three other of your close co-editors. You're looking for new places in which you can expand the Cherry Pit name.
Mm-hmm.
But where did the initial itch come from wanting to get into the music scene? You talked about how you had played an instrument earlier. Did that play into
Oh
factor
yeah,
of like because now I'm trying to figure out like where the transition had gone from for those that are listening. It when
yeah,
Keanu did mention that he was playing in a band earlier before we started the show, and then it kind of just like dissipated, and now you're in the journalist sector.
yeah.
Huh? How do you jump from point A to point B?
So I mean, I started playing guitar when I was like 12, and like throughout high school, after our band dissolved, I like couldn't find anyone because we were such like a small little community. Like my graduating class was like 100 something students, so it was pretty small. Everyone knew everyone, and there was just like no one else. Like that was it. Like the people I worked with were the only people I could work with. So I ended up joining our music club that we had, and I was an officer for that club, and we ran our own shows. So I went from being on stage at those shows to being behind the scenes. Like I would do the flyers, all the advertising, all the photos, and I would do
Hmm.
soundboard also. So like I did everything in that area, and like we helped organize that. We booked all the bands for that, and we held it in our school's courtyard every like month or two. So it was like pretty frequent enough that I did it for like
Hmm.
2 years. And then I remember like being at my first concert, like out there. I like had a little point and shoot, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll take photos for my friends, and like we can all like get pizza later and look at the photos together. And like I think that's like where it boomed, where I was like, hey, this could be like a thing. And then I remember being like heavily involved in like the little Tumblr community, and everyone was like, oh hey, look, it's Adam Ilmakayas. Like he does photos, and like I think he was the first photographer that I followed for a while. It was like
Hmm.
that like inspired me, and I was like, he has like somewhat of a similar story where he like started out in high school and stuff. So yeah, I was just like, I want to be Tumblr famous at one point, and I think I didn't take it seriously, like until until I joined Concert Junkies, where I was like, hey, this is a pretty like legitimate gig, and like I've been so involved with music for so long. It's like, yo, I kind of want to give back to the community and like do something more. And that's like why like Cherry Pit is so focused on a lot of the local scenes. Like I have not shot a big venue show since like December basically. So past like
Hmm.
couple months, I've been shooting local only.
Hmm.
Dan, you can.
Yeah. Now, like, was that like your, is it like your choice to just like shoot local shows from like December up until now, or like is that like what you really wanted to do with Cherry Pit, just like showcase the local scene rather than like shooting for like a big band show?
I think I slowed down because of all the offers that have been coming up in our inbox. It was just like
Hmm.
a publicist would be like, "Hey, I know you have a photographer in this area. Can you shoot it for us?" And then like people like our team requesting their own shows. So how we do things like internally here is like we have this little chart, and it's like a first come first serve basis. So if a photographer wants a show, they tell one of the editors, and then it'll get added to the chart, and like that's how we do shows. So I was looking at the chart back in January, and I was like, hey, everyone's shooting like all these big shows. Like I don't want to compete for it. Like someone else can have it. And like I solely focus on the local scene, and my photographer Steph Chad up in Boston, yeah, she's been doing a lot with her local scene too. We're actually opening up a new section this weekend based around that.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be
That's nice. That's awesome.
we're working
Like
with
just
a we're working with
oh sorry.
a local little studio. They do like live sessions, kind of like how Audio Tree does their sessions.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
So we're gonna be opening up a section just for local studios that do live sessions, and I'm actually doing a live session here in my apartment with Alico on Saturday. So that's
Oh
coming up.
fuck! You're
Wait,
with the
is that this
Leco.
Saturday?
Yeah,
A Leco
Nice.
he played at Moshromat.
Dinopolaco Copolopolis.
Ducopolis.
Decopolis, yeah. I went
I
to school
can't.
with them. Yeah. No, I know it's hard. Funny
It's
story.
hard.
Ask him about the time I accidentally moshed his mother to the ground. It's hysterical.
Oh
Wait,
wow.
what? You did what
Yeah.
now?
Isn't it
What?
always played a cover of they either played their one song New Jersey's closed on Sundays or they played their cover of Fall Out Boy, and I went full ridiculous and like Mosh's mother to the ground accidentally because she was right up front and
Ollie.
she had the fucking JVC camera trying to watch her little boy perform, and I'm just like, you fucking seen him perform all the time, and like I don't, so I'm having like fun to Fall Out
You
Boy,
see him
and
perform.
then
You
I
see him perform
accidentally
all the
like knocked
time.
into her, and then she took like the little like mother woo, and I like went to go pick her up. I'm like, I'm so sorry, and she looked at me with like seven eyes of Satan. It was incredible. It was a stair circle. I'm sorry about your mother, out Aleko. I really am.
I feel like any mother would stare at you with like the seven eyes of Satan if you like accidentally moshed on them.
Oh, I could
Unless we
accidentally
were,
look at them and they're looking back at me with like seven eyes of Satan. You kidding me? Anyway, so the
But
story
yeah,
on your I'm sorry. That continue with.
yeah. We're also trying to. I'm trying to reach out to like two studios here, just because it's like I know that Cherry Pit can't handle the responsibility of like between like everything that we already do. Like no one has the time to get like recording equipment and like record a live session like consistently, and that's why we're like bringing in all these little local studios so we can showcase them too and like share their videos and like have a spot for them because it's like we have the platform and the audience and like a lot of local bands don't like they're so confined to just their area And it's like we
Hmm.
have these platforms basically across like the whole United States. So it's like we're giving them that opportunity to like be there. And I'm still reaching out to these two little studios, and I think
Hmm?
I feel like they were pressured that they had to do something every week. And the point was like having all these little studios contributing so that like it's not on one person's responsibility to do. It's like the content comes in as they come in.
Hmm. Is it my turn to ask a question? I think it is. Keanu, I remember talking to you about this a while ago, and you said that Cherry Pit wanted to rent out like some kind of warehouse.
Ooh, it's this
Oh, this is.
question. It's this
Oh,
question.
okay.
Yeah, so I think give me like what 5 years, and
Hmm.
we'll actually have Cherry Pit headquarters, and like we're gonna rent out our own like or buy out. No, we're gonna buy out our own warehouse, and we're gonna
Just
divide it
do
up
it.
into like different sections. So we'll have like a performance area, a recording area, and we'll run our own merch line in the back. Because it's like it's
Nice.
all these things that I know how to do. It's just like I don't have the hands or the time right now, being a college student. But it's like that's like where I want to work. Like that's my goal in 5 years, and it or just like I think between like the three editors, like we can all pitch in, and like we're all at that point in our lives where it's just like we all committed to it, like it can be a thing.
And now it's time to like, get down to business.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, let's all
Yeah.
sit down, like we'll be a legitimate company and like file an LLC, have our own place, and
Yeah.
actually start paying out our staff.
It's exciting because you'll have all these ideas and you'll go to implement them, and then like when you start hitting those achievements, and like you're able to see like these are tangible goals, we can do this, and you start building your way back up, and then the encouragement starts. It's an awesome feeling.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I said that like 5 years ago, and like I'm here doing everything I said I would be doing 5 years ago. So it's like I'm pretty
Hell yeah.
confident that like I know myself and like my work ethic. It's like, yeah, give me 5 years, we'll have a warehouse, and like we're gonna print our magazine ourselves and stuff. Because it's
Hmm.
like it's basically we essentially want to cut out all the third party like companies that we would need to work with to like we're like basically building a brand around Cherry Pit.
Hmm.
But you're doing it like all DIY, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
it's all on us, which is pretty
That
cool.
that is sick. So let's dive into more of you here.
All right.
When you had went and done your photography, and the one thing that stuck out to me was that you were like wanting to make it a social thing. Like when you're
Mm.
taking your photos and you're just like, yeah, after we get the photos done, we can like get a pizza and like look at it and like and people often will look at the music scene and say like it's all about musicians. And like we're still missing core people that would be like the photographers, the promoters and stuff like that. And where do you how do you think your role plays into the whole socialize part of music?
That's like really tough one to get around. Uh, it's like a symbiotic relationship in a way, where it's like we work with bands, bands work with us, and it's like we have a different platform than they do because most bands usually just have their fan base and then like whatever people like when they go on tour it's like maybe if you show up as an audience you'll probably like there's a chance of you liking another band on the bill, but it's like separate of that it's like especially like in this day and age with like all the social media, it's like people like sharing photos and videos. Like we have like all these different apps like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Like
Hmm.
everyone everyone likes sharing things. And like I think that's where we come in, where we fill in those gaps where it's like, hey, we have a different audience because we're like in the music industry, but like we work with so many more bands separate of bands that you like. So it's like that's where we come in. It's like we can like spread your stuff to other fan bases.
Hmm. And I know that as a photographer that's active in their community, you've seen a lot of kids wanting to they'll see a camera and they'll be like, oh shit, like I gotta get in that photo. Do you see that you kind of help kids be a little like that much more involved in their scene by being a show photographer?
Yeah, actually, I see that happen a lot. I think I just shot a show at the Voltage Lounge on Monday, and there were a lot of kids out there who were like guest vocalists by like just grabbing the mic and like it's like different because like they get to see themselves be on stage with their favorite bands and like I really like capturing those moments and like there's also this one photo I have from Chelsea Grin back in November where it was a crowd surfer, and then Alex Kohler was like reaching out to like shake her hand, and like I caught that moment, and like it's like moments like those that like make me really really happy because it's like I know how much music can mean to like a lot of different people, and like just being
Hmm.
there and like seeing these people that like who like make the music that you like it's a different like experience, and like I like being able to capture those moments, and there was also this one kid. I keep bumping into him. I don't know his name, but I have his phone number. And it was during Amity Affliction's Let the Ocean Take Me tour back in 2014. I was at the Barbary and I was taking photos, and there was this kid who like got up on stage and he sang with Joel Birch from Amity Affliction, and I got that photo of him, and he
Oh,
like came
sick.
up to me after the show, and like he like waited after the show for me because like I did the VIP package because Amity Affliction's my favorite band, so I stayed a little extra, so I got to hang out with the band for a bit and got a free T-shirt, so that was cool. And then
That's sick.
I remember coming outside and the kid was waiting for me and he was like, "Hey, can I like, did you get a photo of me? Because I'm pretty sure you did." And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And then I sent him the photo, like I sent it over text the following day, and like every time I'm at a show, he recognizes me right away, and like I think last time I saw him was when I went to go see August Burns Red. Like I was at the merch table trying to buy something. He comes up to me and he was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" So it's like it's pretty cool. It's like people know me.
Hmm.
Keanu's got a fan club.
Hashtag Keanu's got a gang. Keanu gang, what's
Squad.
up? Squat. So, what would you say would be some of the perks you've experienced having been inside this new this new found journalist game?
Traveling. Oh my god. I love just like going wherever. Like I feel like since I'm not from here, it's just like any sort of travel makes me really really excited. Just because it's like I've only been here and then like all the shows at New Jersey. I've been up to Boston like once, New York like a couple times, and then Florida a couple times. But it's like outside of that, like I haven't really like explored the rest of America, and I'm just like, oh man, I really really want to travel, and like I have a feeling that after I graduate next year, like between that summer, I'm probably gonna go on tour, and I already
Nice.
have a couple bands in mind that I'm gonna get in contact with, just because I know they like my stuff because they've been sharing it nonstop on like Instagram and Facebook. So pretty excited.
Hmm. So, Keanu, recently, what has been your favorite show to shoot out of this entire year so far?
This entire year. Oh wow. Uh, I think it had to be. I did a day in the life of with my life on film earlier in
My
February.
boys, my boys.
they opened up for a metro station and never shout never
You
and
guys are so cold. Y'all just shitting on them like they're so relevant.
I'm not. I'm just really proud of my
You
life
are
on
so
film for
cold.
opening for them.
yeah. I think
Mm,
so
mm,
at that
mm.
I just
You're
would
show
going to
never
journalist
expect
hell.
that.
at that show I just remember saying dude to Trey Cyrus
Yes, I love you. You're
Oh,
my new favorite
and
person.
that was like the pinnacle of like the highlight of my career and
did
we
he
were
like look
side
back?
stage. No, 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 no. So all the local bands were setting up on the general like standing area floor, and the only way to cross is to cross through the photo pit. And I was blocking the way, and he was trying to cross at the same time. We had a little standoff, like no one wanted to give way. So I dropped the dude, and he moved out of the way for me, and I felt so powerful at that moment.
I hope you know that you are going to be the only person that will make Trace Harris wait and then move for you. You made a mountain move. You up here now. And
Keanu's
that's
got the
not
power.
even any bullshit because I've and not to talk shit on Trey Cyrus, but I've heard that he's a very strong-willed, strong
Oh,
personality
he
person.
he has a
He
very
seems
very
like that
strong
kind of person.
personality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He seems like he would
but
be that kind of person.
oh yeah, but
but
And Keano made a move.
and then side stage like it was like not really side stage because this was at Starland Ballroom and
Okay.
like the way they have it is like the you can go to the sides of the stage and like they have it like gated off, but you can still come in around like around on the sides. And
Hmm?
Christopher Drew was hanging out like at the
Okay.
side stage area, and I was there with
Casual.
the boys at My Life on Film. We were just hanging out like in that little pocket. Like a bunch of girls started coming over. They wanted to take photos with Christopher Drew, and I made sure that in the corner I would straight up just there.
You
I don't know.
photobombed
It's
the girls? Oh man, you ruined girls' dreams. You are
I
awful.
I'm a horrible person, but I think
I
it's just
told
like
you, man.
all these like
Never
backstage
Keanu,
antics.
never.
I'm like a completely different person backstage, so I really enjoy that about myself.
I am really yeah, cause it's weird, and not to turn us around and talk about Babetalk at all, but I've always wanted the brand to be something that takes light of stuff. Like recently, I did an interview maybe like 2 months ago with a random PR site that was like, "Hey, we want to interview industry people." I'm just like, "Pff, that ain't fucking me," but sure, I'll give some words. And I went to talk about how like there's only been so much professionalism that needs to be in the music scene. Like when it all comes down to it, we're all punks, we're all kids just having fucking fun. And so like I'm glad that you haven't like taken that very hard stance of like we're backstage and no one smiles and like oh nice set sir and then thank you doctor and like shit like that.
Yeah, I'm a pretty goofy person backstage. Um, I was hanging out with a another local band called Distressor, and we had some. They're an interesting group. They're all really funny, and stuff happened that I can't talk about. But
Yeah, that's my okay.
moving on.
Moving on. But so that's funny. I wanted to get into where you had started to get the idea to have this become a entire magazine and put it out digitally, because that's the smartest shit I fucking seen.
So it actually started. I had the idea since last April because I think that was like my like I don't know. I was like with Concert Junkies for like half a year at that point,
Hmm.
and Eden would always be like, "Hey, I'm doing our mailing list now," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. What's on the mailing list?" And there was just so much content on the mailing list that like I felt like it shouldn't be a one pager. Like we should blow it up and make 100-page magazine. And like, I was like, we have the content. Like, there's no way we can't not do this. And we brought it up, and like, we got shut down by our boss, and we were just like, okay, well, we'll just stick to the newsletters then. But
Hmm.
like, we always had it I always had it in my mind, like, hey, between between Kayla, Eden, and I, we have enough content to make a magazine ourselves.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And so you took it and just ran with it. I mean, like
Yeah,
you
like
you, you
I
found
yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, 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 you go ahead. Tell me
Oh,
about it,
okay,
mate.
okay. Yeah, so it's like I really didn't expect to be working with like Kayla and Eden when we formed Cherry Pit. It just so happened like I was talking to this other girl who wanted to work on it with me, and like after she was like, "Hey, I can't do this," it was like, "Yo, who else would I ask?" And it was like I asked Kayla and Eden, and like it just happened. And it was just like, "Hey, I had this thought since like April. Didn't think it would happen, but it happened."
And that's entirely sick. And the one thing before Dan scoops this up, because he may ask about it and he may not, but I definitely want to ask it. The one thing that I've absolutely loved the concept of and fell completely like straight ahead over here is the notebook interviews. And I think that's such the fucking coolest thing. Where did you pull that from somewhere? Is that your own creation? What is that? And if you can
No.
also describe what that is to other people as well.
So the notebook interviews that we have is like we when we do interviews like in person with bands, it's like separate from the very, very formal interview. We have this little thing called the notebook interview. They're like really like informal, colloquial ways to like get to know band members, and like I think it's such a cool idea because it's like most people that I've worked with, especially with like local bands, they're always like really nervous to do the interview with me. And I'm like, yo, you don't have to be. And like, it's kind of like our icebreaker for them. And it's also like our icebreaker for our audience because it's like they know that they can expect a full interview with the band in the upcoming magazine. So it's like a way to like bridge our marketing, like, because like I remember in our first issue we were just like no one knew what to expect, so it's like this was our way to fill that gap, and it's been really neat. It's Kayla's idea, and I think if I can remember correctly, there was a different band that was like on tour and they were doing it and they collected it from fans, I think. So it's like
Mm.
Hmm.
we just flipped it, I think. I don't know. I have to ask Kayla, but we it was a thing that she had always like did with like people, and we
Hmm.
were just like, hey, like let's all do it.
I just think it's just the coolest idea. Like I want to get like I look forward to because it's such a there comes a point in which like you'll have bands that you know and you love and you'll see like them being really stuffy in interviews and like
Oh
you said
yeah.
there's a film on the interview perspective that needs to be lifted. Just like, hey, answer questions, have fun, be light with it. And then there's these cute fucking drawings. Like, I'm just like, this is fucking awesome. It's like, oh my god, you
Yeah.
adorable baby. You love it. I love the idea. It's so innocent. It's so awesome. I love it. I love it. Love it.
I have to agree with Ollie. It's kind of like a lighthearted way for you to ask like a band questions and then not feel like super intimidated by it.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like with both that and like the regular Cherry Pit interviews that appear in a magazine, it kind of seems like it's two different like styles almost. Like one's
Oh
like
yeah.
the informal, just like hey, kick back and relax, and the other one's just like this, it's like serious, more other like serious in tone. I guess I guess you consider it that in a way that like oh you like I just think that's really cool how you guys kind of have like two separate styles of interviews for the magazine,
For the same
and I
brand
always
too.
appreciated that.
Because now you're just milking like two different
Yeah,
interviews. Like, oh, we gave an interview. Hey, look, we gave an interview, and both are fresh.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You're selling milk twice and making it taste great.
Thanks.
That
Yeah,
sounds bad. I'm going to change that milk and ice cream. There we go. Milk. You're
milk,
making milkshakes. You're making milkshakes.
dairy products, dairy
Dairy
products.
products for the win.
I
I'm
can
gonna
go
keep
for a
my mouth
milkshake.
shut. I get in trouble all the time. Excuse me.
You know, I can
So
go for a milkshake right now.
Yeah, I
sure, as long as we're
actually
not.
I was with the band 2 days ago, and they were after we wrapped up our interview, they were like asking for advice, like, "Yo, how can we do interviews better?" Their interview went really well, considering that it was their first interview like ever. Like I didn't know about that, and like they
Mhm.
were all really nervous. And what we did was before we actually started the interview, they asked for the questions if they could look at them. I'm like, yeah, you know what, go ahead. And we sat down, and then we ran through the whole set really quickly, and we were like, yeah, like this person's gonna answer that one, and it went really well. And like I remember afterwards, they were asking for advice and like tips on how to do interviews better, and it came up that like it really depends on the interviewer who's asking you, because like everyone has different styles, and like I feel like I'm pretty stuffy and pretty formal when I ask questions, and like I try my best to throw in a couple little weird ones that like help lighten up the mood a bit. But that's just like how I interview bands, and I know
Mhm.
Eden Kittiver, she's like really quick on the spot. Like she comes up with like these strangest questions, and like she focuses more on like bringing out the personalities of the people she's interviewing. Whereas for me, it's like I try and bring out talks about like the local scene and like the music, and like mine's like we have like different focuses on it. And like
Mhm.
I honestly can't wait for like Eden. She's doing a festival, quote unquote, really soon, quote unquote, really soon.
I'm gonna punch you in the
Uh,
Uh,
face if you don't tell me this festival. I swear to God.
self help.
Ooh. Okay.
whoa.
Okay. I didn't say anything, but I
I didn't
hope,
hear anything.
and
What'd you
like
Maybe
say again?
self help,
I'll
Oh,
take myself to a doctor so I can help hear what you were saying.
help here.
yeah. Doctor will totally help you out with that.
But yeah, it's like she's getting requested to do interviews with bands at that fest, and it's like
Mhm.
I know she's gonna kill it straight off the bat. Like she's like the perfect person, and I think it helps a lot because her daytime job is she works at a TV production lot, and
Oh,
like
well,
she's just exposed. Like
Hmm.
she's so like natural. Like yo, you should
mhm.
like this is your forte, Eden. Like
Get it, girl. Get it.
get it.
Got it.
Hashtag slay.
Hashtag slay, girl. Yas.
Yes.
Yas. But I mean, like, it also, and I also think, like, it varies person to person, but I mean, the format in itself.
Oh yeah.
Interviews have been, around since fucking forever, and they typically have a sense of seriousness to it. Even if you want to come off personable, it's hard to tell tone from a magazine, you
Hmm.
know? So, and that's where it starts to be like, you can have it like, yay, and what you may think is stuffy, it might be really personable if you were to do it
Hmm.
from like an audio. That's why I don't think I would ever be able to do written interviews because I would write stuffy I can't put my mannerisms onto paper because if it did, A, it would be like, the question would be a paragraph long. It would be filled with and that doesn't make for good print. But and that's why you gotta find your norm, and you guys have found it with the notebook interviews, and
Yeah.
then on top of it, so you have the whole kit and caboodle inside house, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So
That's
that's
what's
really really
up.
cool. So what's going to be Cherry Pit's? Let's say, what's your next big venture that you're looking to showcase?
Aside from the like the local studios and like their live sessions, I think that's enough to chew
Mhm.
on for now. We just set up our banking account, and we are on our way to making
Hmm.
merch. And
Six
with that being said, we also can do prints now, so we're actually printing issue 3. And like
Oh,
I don't know,
sick!
Like in
Oh, the
I don't
paper?
paper.
What?
like in paper. But so what we're doing is we're doing like this service where it's like we don't need to down money to get it printed. People can just go order from them and get the print shipped to them. That
Smart.
way it's
Okay.
like that way it's like I don't need to worry about making back the income and
Hmm.
like no one's gonna get upset that their money's like suddenly gone because it didn't go anywhere and we didn't make any sales. So
Hmm.
I think the company takes a certain cut from the sales, but it's like pretty rad for like what it
Oh, very
is.
much so. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I'm like pretty big on like branding and like doing things DIY. So I
Hmm.
don't know. I've yet to talk to
Hmm.
Jose if he's cool with me selling at SadFest. But
I'm sh-
if
I'm
we
sure he'd be
can,
down for that.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Come
I
If
on.
if not, we're punks. We'll do it
oh
anyway.
yeah,
I'll help you
Yeah.
sell out the back of your fucking van.
that one photo that everyone really likes. It's like the photo of the crowd from SadFest last year.
Hmm.
Everyone's
Hmm.
like
The
raising their
one.
hands up. Yeah, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be we're gonna print that, and then I don't know what the I
I
have the
still love.
design. I have the design for
Nice.
it. I just have to. I'm printing it all by hand by myself.
Whew,
So
Nice.
we're
nice.
gonna see, and I think I won't print that many. I'll print enough to the point where it's like, yeah, I know I can probably sell all of these, but in the
Hmm.
event that I need any more, I have my own screen print for it. So I'll be bringing ink too, so I can make sure it's on the go.
Hmm. Now
I
for
I
this, are
one of
you?
my,
Oh,
no, go on.
all right. Now for this, are you gonna like sell specifically at shows like at like local shows and like festivals? Or are you gonna branch off and like make your own website so you can distribute that to more people nationwide?
I would have to delegate the nationwide sales to Eden because she's really good with handling all of that. That she handled all the stuff for concert junkies prior to, so I know she has experience, and I feel like I don't have the reach. So it's like
Hmm.
I feel like oh man, oh I'm getting excited about this.
Just
uh,
got so hyped.
I feel like what we're gonna do is like at each little like location, we're gonna have like location specific shirts, so you can only get it if you're from that area.
Yo.
So it's
Whoa,
like
I actually
exclusives,
that actually is really who I like that a lot.
exclusives, yo. Like this is
Yo,
all
cherry
Yo.
pit
planned.
jersey. Yo, fuck yo state. I got the cherry pit jersey, John.
So that's like in the works. It's just
Oh my
like
God.
we have a bunch of designers on the team. Like I do design work. Angelica Nicole, she's one of our photographers in California. She does design too. Everyone's like in all these little like pockets of like artistic fields,
Hmm.
and like I think between all of us, we can come up with like different shirt designs for different locations. So
That would be
that's
sick.
on its way.
Yo. That's so cool right there.
So, it's so it seems like Jerry puts kicking all types of ass, like
Yo,
all
this is like
types of ass.
this
It's really so well.
so I don't know if you know, but like how on Facebook, like I still carry like for my personal stuff, I still carry like the Dance on Dead Men
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing, and
Hmm.
like that's like where all of this started. It used to be like a just me thing, where it's
Hmm.
like, hey, I'll market all my art under this name, and like I'll build a brand around it. But like I think at that point, like I realized like, hey, I can't exactly do all of this by myself, and it's like, why don't I just have a team? And like that's exactly what happened with Cherry Pit. Like we're doing everything that I had wanted to do 5 years ago, but it's like I have the platform, I have the resources, and I have the knowledge to do everything. It's just like a matter of like going out and doing and making.
Going out and doing a damn thing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's absolutely what it comes down to. So you mentioned Sad Fest, and I remember you had came out to me. You said like, "Yo, we should get you, me, and Jose and do a panel." And I'm still hoping that'll end up being a thing because I think that would be so cool just
Yes.
to talk
That should
about
totally be a thing.
state of the scene, state of the importance of having a music scene from all different types of perspective. We have
Yes.
Jose in the band. We have you doing the journalism, and me, I'm a black jackass. So like it will be a perfect dynamic of being able to get some insight as to how important everything is to the music scene.
Hmm.
And speaking of getting back to the music scene, typically this is where we would kind of give a song showcase, but you don't have any music.
No.
However, however,
However,
you did suggest that we listen to a band that just kind of came out with new music, and I'm pretty down for it. If you want to give a quick intro as to who these cats, ooh, they just shouted in my ear, as to who these cats are, and why we should be listening to them, we'll play them as soon as you
So
give the intro.
yeah, so I actually owe their singer Kyle Sistrunk a favor because when I was down in Florida, he drove us everywhere, and we like didn't even pay for gas or anything, and I felt really really bad. But I remember sitting down in the car with him having a conversation about just music and like making shit, and we were like talking about like different vocal styles, and like I think he like he has this band called Palm Carver, and he like really really demonstrates his like vocal range and everything, and like there's like this whole stereotype that I think is just so hilarious. Everyone thinks that like I'm such a hardcore kid, but like you know what? Let's play with the stereotypes. Like I listen to other genres, but everyone thinks this is all I listen to, so I think
Well,
it's
I mean, Sonny
hilarious.
Moore, you know.
I mean, yeah, Sonny Moore.
Uh, hmm.
Hmm.
hmm,
But so yeah, so we're gonna share a song. This is Palm Carver. They're out of Florida, Tampa, Florida to be exact. This is their single "Warmth" that they just put out literally like yesterday, and I believe that it's heavy enough for everyone to kind of enjoy. So sit back, listen to Palm Carver with their first single "Warmth." They are so heavy. I will.
That
I
was,
will.
oh my god.
That was dope, and it's very refreshing to see so many different elements wrapped up into one song, and it's only their single.
Yeah. And
That's such a good song.
they released something else earlier before this. They took it down because it was like not the quality they wanted to. And like
Mm.
to be
Huh.
honest, I saved this song just in case you would ask me today if I was gonna play a song. So perfect timing. So that was like when we played it earlier before we started the stream. Like that was the first time I heard it, and I was just like, hey, their other song, like let them remix and remaster that. Like they're going in
I
the right direction.
I'm not too sure how any band would be like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna play your demo. You don't know this, but I'm gonna play your demo. How do you feel about that? Because that's what all bands want to hear. It's like, what? Hi, good morning. So I'll definitely be reaching out to them to have them on the show because, like, fuck yeah. And like these kids are, as far as I know, super under the radar. Fuck yeah, I want them. So that's awesome. But Keanu, it was awesome talking with you, sir.
You too.
It was dope AF, and I am so
Yo.
happy that we were able to finally get together and speak on some stuff.
Oh yeah.
We were supposed to have conversations long time ago
Oh
about
yeah.
about stuff,
Stuff.
but hey, stuff and things. But hey, my name's Ollie, and you can only get me if I'm doing the podcast and or if I'm outside. Which is with both things, you can only catch me 2 nights a week on Babetalk, and outside I really go. But I am glad that we did get you on the show because you are friends. You are currently doing amazing things with Cherry Pit Magazine, and it's only going up, and I'm so excited to see where you guys are gonna go. And I'm honored to just call you a friend, having a very hard working friend doing stuff for everybody else, because this isn't for personal gain, it's for everybody.
No, it's just like I just want to give back to the local community, you know.
Exactly. Dan, you got a pretty cool
Oh yeah.
mustache.
Thank you.
No
It's my
problem.
pride and joy.
That's your pride and
You,
joy.
you
I'm
should you
gonna.
should
Yeah.
dress up as Bob's from Bob's Burger again. That was
I did
like
that already. I don't know if I
no
can reprise
no no no
a
no 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 no. Before
Man,
before
Dan
before
said I don't look to the past. Just dress for the
before
now.
before we head out. So I was actually Dan was supposed to ask me a question about where I'm from, and I was supposed to have an alien mask because legally
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm here as an alien with special talents. Like that's legally what it says on my visa, whatever
It's
stupid
true.
ass reason. But I was supposed to pull out the alien mask and like my order never shipped. But at Dave's basement, we're trying to open up this thing where people do shit because I've photographed random shit happen. I've seen a bucket used as a platform so that someone can stage dive with it, and like I've
Hit me.
seen I've seen people hit each other with carpets, and like at the Vacate show this guy pulled out a potato and he threw it at Kyle, and like
What?
he threw it at Kyle, and like he just threw it
I did
at
not
him.
see this.
I have the photo as it rolled up next to Kyle. He missed, but he just wanted to throw it up. So we were gonna introduce Hulk hands. So I think you should bring back Bob's Burgers to shows.
I think I
Bob's
will.
Burgers versus the Hulk. God bless
Yeah,
everything.
I think
It is real out there in the streets right
it should
now.
happen.
I think I will have to reprise my role as Bob.
It's pop culture fights. Here only at basement shows. So guys, everyone go check out Cherry Pit Mag, cherrypitmag.com. All one I say all one word as if you could put spaces inside of URLs. Don't listen to me, everybody. Go to their Facebook Cherry Pit Mag, on Facebook, Twitter, their website. Seriously, check out the notebook interviews. They're so cool. Check out the photography, because I didn't even get into the photography that I had wanted to ask Keanu about. But it looks like you're just gonna have to go and look at it yourself. Look through the very, very well laid out digital magazines that they have for free on their website as well. Stop fucking sleeping and get on it. It's really awesome. Also, guys, go check out Terminus Tees, if you're in a band, if you do publications, if you're a podcast, go check out their t-shirts. They have awesome, awesome deals. They have awesome people that work for the company. They want to help you out. They want to help your brand out. They want to give you the best tees ever. Hashtag. So go check them out. TerminusTees.com. I'm Ollie. Dan's over there. Keano's over there. And we're going to say goodnight. And we will see you next week with more bands and shit. Good night, everyone.
Good night.